If you're running over a 35-inch tall tire on the Jeep Wrangler JK, you should be aware of one of the most common weak links, and that is the factory rear axle shafts. What tends to happen is when you're going with an oversized tire, especially one that has a lot of offset, you're putting a ton of leverage on this back axle shaft, and what can happen? Well, the flange can bend. Now, how do you know if you have a bent flange? Well, this commonly gets mistaken for a brake issue. Typically, what you will hear is a kind of intermittent squeak, and you'll feel it in your brake pedal, and that may lead you to believe that you've got a warped rotor. But usually, more often than not, if you've got an oversized tire and you do a little off-roading, what you have done is bent your axle flange. Now, an easy way to check for this is you will need to pull off your tire and wheel, and you're going to look at where the piston actually floats, or the caliper floats, onto the mount. Spin the axle shaft, and if you see it plunging in and out, that is a great sign that you actually have a bent flange. And then you can pull it apart and check it one step further to make sure that that is the culprit. But this is a very common issue, and a lot of times inexperienced shops that aren't used to this will just give you a brake upgrade, and that is not what you need. You need a new axle shaft assembly. This was in fact the issue with my 2012 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon. I remedied this problem by getting an upgraded set of axle shafts from Revolution Gear and Axle. These are comprised of a much stronger 4340 chromoly. They ship with the bearing seals and retainers already installed, and they do have a 10-year warranty. Overall, this is a very easy fix that you can do at home and takes care of a very common issue with the Jeep Wrangler JK.